Welcome back, everybody, to an all-new Fast Food Pit Stops. I'm your host, Justin. I'm doing a Little Caesars versus Papa John's Cinnamon Pull-Aparts Challenge. These are two leading pizza chains here in the US and probably beyond. And Little Caesars just introduced their brand new Cinnamon Loaded Crazy Bites. And as soon as I saw them, I said, God, those look just like the Papa John's Cinnamon Pull-Aparts. So I decided to come down, check it out, order a fresh batch of Papa John's Cinnamon Pull-Aparts and Little Caesars Cinnamon Loaded Crazy Bites. Little Caesars versus Papa John's Cinnamon Challenge. So first things first, a couple of obvious differences between just the two chains in general. Little Caesars is a carry-out only place. They don't do delivery. Papa John's, of course, you can order online, order in person, order on the phone, have it delivered, or do carry-out. Pop the top here on the new. They're an anxious bunch. Well, here they are, the Cinnamon Loaded Crazy Bites from Little Caesars. Now these are $5. Little Caesars just added them to their hot and ready menu. $5 on these, you guys. Take a look. Of course, Little Caesars has already brought out variations of their Crazy Bites, like their loaded bacon and cheese Crazy Bites, which I had a chance to try. Didn't review them, but they were really good. This is where they've taken their Crazy Bread, which are like their little breadsticks, and they chop them up in little chunks like this. These are supposed to be rolled in cinnamon and sugar, the little Crazy Bites, and then they top them with the cinnamon and the frosting here, but they don't look like they were rolled in cinnamon. They just look like regular bread bites. Chances are for $5, you might get it either way. Who knows? These might be right. They might be wrong, but I'm going to go in on it here. A first bite, big bite of the Little Caesars Cinnamon Loaded Crazy Bites, brand new. Take a look. Got the icing on there, the cinnamon swirl, and then the little Crazy Bites here. Let's do it a big bite. God, get on there. Big bite. Maybe too big. No icing on my nipple. Definitely getting that sensation that you're basically just eating unseasoned croutons here. It's just basically baked bread with the same little cut. The cinnamon swirl on there is pretty predictable. It's nothing outstanding. And in my case, it looks like the cinnamon is actually burnt here at the bottom of this tray. So I'm thinking they probably cook these maybe in the tray, maybe slip them in the oven, who knows? But that cinnamon stuff at the bottom is getting stuck. Let's see if we can pull some of that off. God, get a little bit of that out there. It is kind of burnt in there though. Another bite. The icing's not bad. It's pretty sweet. Tastes like a typical cinnamon bun frosting. And you're definitely getting that cinnamon bun feel here, but it's hard to overlook the glaring aspect that several of these pieces aren't even coated, haven't even really been looked after. They call this a family size portion. They don't offer this in any other sizes though, so I'm not sure, but I guess this wouldn't really be a personal size. Not that I wouldn't be able to put this down, but I won't have a problem putting this down to try out the new, well, I guess not really new. It was introduced in 2016, but I actually haven't even brought this to the channel. The Papa John's Cinnamon Pull-Aparts. They're also nice and hot. Now these are $5.99, $1 more than the Little Caesars Cinnamon Loaded Crazy Bites. But here they are. Oh yeah. Now see, now they're baking these also in that tray just like the Little Caesars ones. Little Caesars is using like a cheap paper sort of tray. Papa John's is definitely using like a nice aluminum little pie pan. They're baking it right into here, and you can tell it looks like a nice little cake, a little streusel if you will. And obviously Papa John's is baking them in there, and everything sort of joins together almost like a nice pastry. What looks better to you? Which one? No, you guys go ahead. You be the food reviewers at home. You tell me how to do my job. Which one looks better just by looks alone? Tell me down in the comments below. $5.99 here for the Papa John's Cinnamon Pull-Aparts. Again, you could get these delivered right to your door with your pizza order, or even just by themselves. Now, difference on this, the Papa John's Cinnamon Pull-Apart, instead of using that cinnamon, that swirl that you see on there, that little sugar coating, that little brown stripe coating that they sort of just probably squeeze on top, Papa John's is actually going a step further here. They're using actual cinnamon roll crumbles in their Cinnamon Pull-Apart, and you can sort of see them right there. Little cakey crumbles. And then they're taking their little, jeez, man, I keep dropping it. God! All that cinnamon and sugar and frosting, all topped in one here, all on these nice looking fresh warm donuts from Papa John's. Here we go. First bite, big bite. Let's see how they stack up against Little C's back here. The taste of these is instantly more of a cake feel, definitely more of a dessert like I expected. Very buttery. You can almost just see the butter layers there at the bottom of each little nugget. Those cinnamon crumbles all in between helps to sort of join the little bread roll, the little nuggets together. That's definitely something that's lacking here. These are very loose and just kind of roll around. Let me get another bite of these here from Little Caesars. This would be like something you would expect to see maybe at a D-grade school here in the South, that the lunch lady cooks in the back tried to prepare to make something good for the kids. It really underwhelmed me here, to be honest with you. This thing, on the other hand, have you tried this yet? It's been out for about a year now. I'm just gonna go ahead and rate these here. On the Little Caesars Cinnamon Loaded Crazy Bites, brand new. They just released them a couple of days ago for $5. They show that they're on the hot and ready menu. In my case, they weren't. I had to wait for these to cook. But for $5, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get their crazy bread that's sort of chopped up into cubes. And there's a good chance there that that bread isn't even fresh. They might already have it pre-chopped up, sitting in a bin, waiting for some sucker like me to come in, plop down a Lincoln, and walk out the door. For a whole $1 more, you can get Papa John's to bake this in a proper baking dish. All the little knots are joined together in harmony. You of course have the cinnamon crumbles in between. The frosting is almost identical here, the white frosting. Clearly Papa John's is caking it on. Little Caesars is holding back a little bit. Honest to God, on a scale of 1 to 10 on both of these, for the Little Caesars and for the Papa John's, the Cinnamon Challenge, the Cinnamon Loaded Crazy Bites, these suckers are getting a 3.5. The Papa John's Cinnamon Pull Apart, this baby's getting a 9. God, what a disappointment here from Little Caesars. I still anticipate a lot of people are gonna try these out. Check them out. I applaud, of course, Little Caesars for trying to bring a dessert to the menu, but these things are honestly a travesty. Pay the $1 more, go to Papa John's, get the Cinnamon Pull Apart. This thing is really insane. There it is, you guys. Little Caesars versus Papa John's, the Cinnamon Pull Aparts. Which one are you gonna get tonight? As always, thanks again everybody for checking out another great review here on Fast Food Pit Stops. I'm your host, Justin. You know you love it. You came back for some more of it. I'll be back for another fast food review. Bye, everybody.